Illinois Stories is brought to you by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting and by the support of viewers like you. Thank you.
Hello, welcome to Illinois Stories. I'm Mark McDonald in Quincy at the 43rd Annual Tin Dusters Car Show. This is the first stop at the Quality Inn where on day one, these car owners will be registering their cars. Day two, they'll be at Washington Square, and day three, they'll be at Moorman Park. Quincy really comes alive with cars that are older than 1946, and all the proceeds go to a really good cause. Well, Keith Krogmeyer, after you register at the front desk of the hotel, you come down to this conference room down here, and then you start this line, right? And all these people here are car owners, and what are they doing? What's this line doing for them?
Well, they come in here and they're assigned a number, a car number, and then they get their dash plaque and they get their window sticker.
Now the dash plaque, that identifies their car?
That tells it that they've been registered.
Okay.
And downtown we block off the streets so they can only get into those streets with the dash plaque.
Now here's one special thing about this group. It doesn't cost anything to register, right?
This is all free.
Wow.
We do this all free. We do raffles to raise money for Camp Callahan. It's all a pre-49 car show, so you won't see anything newer than 49. It's all street rods. And they come in here, they get their registration started, they get a goodie bag to put everything in. We have a 50-50 raffle to raise money for Camp Callahan, and then we have a donation cup for the club, and then we have raffles come along through here. We have a gas pump, we have baskets, we have a wine cooler.
Every one of these is a separate raffle.
Everyone's a separate raffle.
And it all goes to Camp Callahan.
Every bit of it. Every bit of money we raise goes to Camp Callahan.
Okay, we're going to learn more about Camp Callahan later on in this program, but I guarantee everybody it's really a good cause.
Yeah.
So you'll get 600 or 800 people come through this line, right? And
yes.
they'll all join in the raffle.
And maybe even today 600 or 800 people. But yeah, and then we have a candy guess. Kids can guess how much candy is in there.
Yeah.
And they win a prize. They'll probably win the pumpkin if they guess the weight of the pumpkin. We have a dance.
Do you get to pick it up?
Yeah.
Okay, well, can I? You got to guess the weight of it?
In grams.
In grams?
450 grams.
I'd say that's 350 pounds. I've been lifting weights.
Yeah,
I've been lifting weights. Okay, so they go in grams.
Saturday night we have a dance for all the participants. And we have food that they can purchase before the food. We have a dance in here. We'll have a band and have a good time. The gas pump back there is another item that we raffle off.
Oh, that's beautiful. Is it really old?
No, it's a curio cabinet that looks like a gas pump.
Yeah, that's neat.
And that was just built and donated.
Now, all these people that are manning the raffle booths here, these are all volunteers or members of your board? Or
these are all club members.
Club members, Tin Duster Club members.
These are all Tin Duster Club members.
Okay, so they all have old cars.
Yes. And then we come to the quilts that we're raffling off. You have your choice of A, B, or C.
Yeah.
You buy tickets, you put them in the tubs, and then Sunday we'll draw it out, whoever wins it.
So there'll be 3 winners for the quilts, huh?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Last year when all the cars were here, we took pictures of them leaving. So every one of these cars on the quilts were here at last year's show.
Oh man, who made the quilts?
Well, my wife Lolly made them and Jamie made them.
Jamie, I got to talk to Jamie.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to talk to Jamie about those quilts.
Okay.
Thanks, Keith.
Thank you.
Jamie Novak, 3 lucky Tin Duster visitors are going to get each one of these quilts.
Yes.
And these quilts are really interesting because these are the cars that were here last year. And a lot of them will be back, I'll bet, right?
I hope so. That kind of seems to be the reoccurring theme. As people check in and they see the quilts, everyone has to look over them and make sure that their car's not on it. Or hopefully, fingers crossed, that it is on it. Because, I mean, ultimately, if you made it on here, you should feel pretty lucky to begin with.
It's really interesting. Now, these were all photographed last year on the last day when the cars were leaving. But how do you get a photograph onto a quilt? How does that work?
So with modern technology, they have it now so you can actually print onto fabric. So if you touch the picture, it feels pretty much like fabric. It's kind of a little bit more, maybe a little bit stiffer because of the picture. But other than that, you don't really even notice that like it's a picture.
Isn't that neat? And just over your right shoulder here, now this, for instance, this brown, this is this year's T-shirt, right? This is the collectible T-shirt from this year.
Yep, yeah. So they're selling T-shirts that match the same of the quilt, the same center of the quilts. So we kind of tried to tie everything along with that theme as far as the colors on the quilts and the designs, everything that goes along with that.
3 of you had a hand in putting these together. What did you do?
I did the cutting. Well, actually, my husband did most of the cutting. I kind of helped out. And I did all of like the sewing it together to make it a whole piece.
Okay, so you took the pictures of the cars, and then you took these design pieces, and you put them together. You sewed them together?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So Lolly has them all printed out on fabric, and then she helped me pick out all of the coordinating fabrics, and so I cut them all out and sewed them together.
Okay, let's move on to the next one down here, because each one has kind of a different color scheme, doesn't it?
Yeah.
This one is more of a gray background, but again, different cars, all different photographs from tin dusters from last year.
Yes. Yep.
And then somebody who knows quilting had to come in and do the actual quilting.
Yeah, so these are really fun because normally on quilts you'd kind of just have maybe like a generic pattern all over the quilt. But the time was taken to do little designs in the borders and things like that. It kind of gives it more of like a different texture rather
it makes
than
it
just
a quilt
looking.
rather than just a wall hanging,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, exactly.
And I guess people come by here and they wonder whether there are cars on there, don't they?
Yes.
So they're all going, and then when they find out, are they surprised?
They are so excited, which I don't blame them. You know, they are awesome. This would be such a great thing to have in your house, and you can say, you know, oh look, there's my car.
Oh yeah, it is. It's really cute. Well, congratulations. How long did it take you?
It took me about 3 months for all 3 of them.
Wow. And that's 3 of you working on it, right?
It took me 3 months just to do the quilting. I'm not sure how long or just to do the piecing. I'm not sure how long it took to do the quilting. But yeah, once I was done with them, I shipped them on to the next person so we could kind of finalize them as
these will be
quickly
great
as possible.
prizes. Great prizes.
Yeah, and they'll last forever. So
Yeah.
they'll always have that memory of their car being on there.
Thanks. Randy Callahan, when you look around you, you know the line starts there and it goes all the way around, and every one of these people here are asking for like raffle donations and participate in various contests and raffles. And all of those proceeds go to Camp Callahan.
Yes, they
which
do.
is remarkable that number one, they chose your charity to give the money to, but this is a big donor for you. This is a big deal.
Oh yeah, they're about a third of our budget. You know, our budget is about $100,000 a year, and what they give us, stuff that's a big part of our.
Camp Callahan's been going on for what, almost 75 years?
This year was our 65th year.
65th year, okay. And in that time, I don't know how many kids and adults, but these are all special needs people that you serve in the summertime for a camp, for an opportunity for them to go away and sort of be on their own and enjoy themselves in a way that they couldn't do otherwise.
Right, they get a camping experience for 5 days. That gives them a break from mom, and you know, it gives the family a break too. They're tough because we have campers that come up there. We need 1 counselor per kid. You know, they're very special. They gotta take care of them. They gotta feed them. They gotta sleep with them. You know, or in the same building. So they gotta keep an eye on that 1 kid.
Yeah.
We have a few of them, but most of them, counselors will have 5. Sometimes, depends on the group and severity. Some counselors have 5. Some will have 10 kids. Depends on the severity of their disability.
Right. You have 3 age groups.
Yes.
You have the children,
Yes.
and that range from like 6 to 13.
6 to 13.
And then you have the teens.
Yes.
And that's another week.
Yep.
And then in the 3rd week, you've got the 20 to 65-year-old special needs
That's
adults.
right. Yeah.
So it's not just for kids.
No, it's not for kids. It's for anybody that's got a handicap or disability. You know, we have Downs, we have autistic. We got 1 kid comes up there. He's even got a feeding tube.
Oh man.
And we've got 2 RNs on staff because we got to dispense their meds. So we need RNs.
So the money goes a long way because you have specialized counselors, you have specialized medical needs in people.
Right.
Of course, you got to feed them.
Yep,
and you have to rent the Boy Scout camp, right?
Yeah.
So that money goes pretty quick, I guess.
Oh yeah. Like I said, our budget's $100,000.
Yeah. But without tin dusters, You might not even be able to pull it off at all.
Oh, we'd be scratching our head
Yeah.
trying to find the money. But
Yeah.
this community's been great. We get a lot of money from this community, but we've been here since 1953 too.
The last time we did a story about Camp Callahan, it was your dad before
Yes.
he passed away, and he took it from his dad, right?
That's right.
Tell me about the family connection with Camp Callahan.
Well, Grandpa started in 1953, and then Grandpa died in 76. And Dad was busy farming, and he really didn't have time to take that. So some other people in the community got together before Grandpa died, and we had different presidents and stuff. But then after that, Dad took over, and he ran it for 25 to 27 years, and I've been doing it now for about 10. So I'm the third generation. So I'm proud to do it.
Yep.
But it's a lot of work, but we meet a lot of nice people. And
Yeah. And you do a wonderful thing. And here we are with another Callahan at the head of the Camp Callahan, huh?
Yep.
As it should be.
Yep. So it's a great time, and we're not going anywhere. Our money stays here.
Yep.
We service 4 counties in Illinois, and then we branched off into Missouri. We sponsor 3 counties in Missouri. Those kids that are in them counties come for $20, and we pick up the tab for the rest of it. And we figure it's over $500 a kid
Well,
a
that's
year.
terrific.
So that's what we do. And this is what part of the Tin Dusters do, help us pay our bills.
Thanks, Randy.
And they do.
Yeah.
They've been great. I forget how many years they've been doing this, but it's been a long time. So
Thank you, sir.
thank you.
Punkin Johnson, you and Keith are co-chairs for
Yes,
this
sir.
year's event. And when you have an event like this that draws 600 to 800 people, or maybe cars, maybe there's twice as many people because it's
Right.
2 to a car usually, right?
Yep.
So you're drawing all those people into town, you got all these activities going on. This is a handful, isn't it, for a couple of guys? I mean, you have a board that works with you too, but
We have all our club members. They each take a part in each one of the events and what's going on for the whole thing. And me and Keith, we just kind of tie it all together.
yeah. Over your right shoulder is one of the prizes. And like we said, this is a free event.
Yes.
But if you want to join some of these raffles to win some of these prizes, you get some real special ones, like
Yes.
this 1932 Ford. Describe what this is to people who don't know cars.
It is a replica of a 1932 Ford Roadster. It's done by Willie's Productions here in Quincy, Midwest
it's made
Willie.
locally.
Yes.
Midwest Willie's, okay.
And they have this is the second year that they have did this for us. And it's out of the goodness of their heart. And they do all the selling of the raffle tickets, and we give it away on Sunday.
It's beautiful. So if you can figure out how to put wheels on it, you've got the chassis here, right? And
Yep.
If you can figure out what to do with it,
You've got a chassis, you've got a
your
body.
32 Ford.
Yes, sir.
Wow, isn't that neat? See, I wouldn't know. I would. It looks to me like I would have to hook that up to a horse. But
Well, you could. I mean, you're just short on horsepower, though.
But like you said, you bring all these people to town and you have these wonderful prizes. It must be kind of interesting on this day, this registration day, because since people don't pre-register, you're always kind of wondering how many we're going to have. huh?
Yeah, the weather plays into it quite a bit, but a lot of them are very loyal to it. They know what the money goes to and the cause. And it's like, I tell a lot of people, it's the last fling before spring. This is pretty much for the street rodders. This is the last thing. And we have moments on Sunday. We're out at the park, one way in, one way out, and we get to wave goodbye. So
Yeah, and you hope you see them all next year too,
Yeah.
right? Of course, you don't. People drop off, but if you can get them back next year.
Yep.
Over all these years, these 43 years, has it grown recently? Are there more and more folks coming recently?
Well, we've actually cut down a little because of the hotels. If we had another hotel, we'd be right back
Is that
up
right?
again.
It's the rooms
We've
that are
been,
a problem,
We've
huh?
actually been over 900 cars at one point.
Is that right?
Yeah. But the hotels, we've lost a couple, and if we had the space,
Yeah.
we'd have more.
You know, the local Tin Dusters Club, you all have old cars, right?
Yes.
What do you have?
I have I have a 23 Model T Roadster.
A 23?
Yeah,
Wow.
and then I have a 24 Model T Roadster.
Those are really old.
Yes. But my bodies they're reproduction bodies, they're fiberglass. And then the 24 I did a lot of, it's pretty unique.
Yeah.
But now I don't have it here. I have the old Dependable. And the old Dependable, we got just a little over 210,000 miles on it.
Wow.
It's been all over.
Yeah. That must be fun to take.
Oh, it's a blast.
You have people here from how many states? Have you even had a chance to figure that out?
I haven't had a chance to even figure it out yet. There's some from Louisiana. I know we have one in from Texas, down Arkansas, Kentucky, Wisconsin, of course Iowa, Kansas. We have quite a group that comes from Kansas, Indiana. We've had people from Ohio. So.
That's great. Well, good luck.
Thank you.
Sounds like fun.
Oh, it's a blast.
Yeah.
It's a blast. And a lot of camaraderie.
Yeah. Thanks, sir.
No problem.
Raj Yeager, you got the distinction of being a charter member, the last living charter member of this Tin Dusters Club, right?
Yes, myself and my wife, yes.
Yeah.
And the Tin Dusters started in 1971, but the actual first rod run was here in Pittsfield, Illinois.
Is that right?
With 9 cars. That's where we live. And as the club grew and it got more participation, then it came up to Quincy. And it's went from a Sunday afternoon show to a show that goes for 3 days now in Quincy, Illinois. Yes.
And now, what is a Tin Duster?
What is a Tin
Yeah,
Duster?
what is a
Tin
Tin
Duster is a club member that has a 1948 or earlier street rod that has been modified so we can drive it.
It has to be 48 or older.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
And a Tin Duster is the name of the club, not everybody that has a car, but it is the club members that are early Tin Dusters.
Oh, okay. So, but everybody, all these 600 or 800 folks that bring their cars in here, they are all street rods, right? Which meant they're meant to be driven on the roads.
That's right, yes.
And there's parts of the car that are actually older than 48, but oftentimes they're restored and they're new parts on them.
Exactly,
right?
and they've been modified so they can drive them safely down the highway.
Yeah, and so actually that's a great way to get people into town because you know they want to drive their car. Some people trailer them, and that's not much fun, is it?
No, and of course this time of the year we got together first. The first one was to look at the colors in the Midwest, to see the beautiful trees, and then we'd have a chili get together and stuff. And the people like this area because of that, and it's one of the last car shows or get-togethers in the year, being in October.
Yeah.
So it's their last hurrah, so to speak, so they can go ahead and put their car up for the winter and work on them, that sort of thing.
Now your car's not here. You're going to go back to Pittsfield and get it.
Yes.
But what do you have?
Well, I have a 1930 Model A Ford pickup rat rod.
Have you had it a long time?
Well, actually, my son and I put it together in my garage. And when he passed away 5 years ago, well, I ended up with the truck because he left a daughter, and I'm going to hang on to it. And if she gets old enough,
it can be hers.
Well, maybe, or I'll buy her a vehicle, something like that. But anyway, it's a fun car to drive, but it's not for everybody. You know, but it's a lot of fun to drive. Yeah.
Thank you, Raj.
Okay, thank you. Thanks for being here.
Roy Pickerel, tell us about this pickup truck that you've got.
Yeah, it's a 1947 year, and it's a custom. I call it a custom because I've shortened the bed 9.5 inches. Has a lot of custom work done. Top's been chopped 2.5.
So it was longer in the rear and it was higher in the cab.
Right.
Okay. And you did that because you thought it looked out of scale? It
Yes.
just didn't look quite right?
Yeah, I didn't like the way they looked, the stock ones.
Other than that, though, the grill and everything, the body shape and everything's the same as it was, huh?
Right.
So are any of these parts original, or did
Yes,
they are? Oh.
Yeah.
And you had, of course, had it painted.
Right.
And what do you call this color?
It's called tangerine orange. I call it copper, but it's actually it's like a 06 Dodge truck. Paint. They had a color that the guy, I really liked it.
Yeah. And you modernized the inside, didn't you? Because
Yes.
it looks like you got every convenience in here.
Yeah, I got power steering, brakes, cruise.
That's the way to do it.
Cruise. About anything with power windows.
That's the way to do it. See the angle on that windshield? Is that the way that used to angle out when they made it? See how?
Yes.
It does, huh?
Uh-huh.
Well, that
It used to have a strip of metal in between the two.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Oh, is that right?
I butt bead it,
Yeah.
they call it, and you take aquarium glue in the center there and use it to glue it together.
You drive it, don't you?
Yeah.
How many?
Yeah, I got
how many
40,000 miles on it now.
Oh, so you're not bashful about putting it
No.
on the highway at all,
No.
huh?
It's not what they call a trader queen, no.
You take it to other shows too?
Oh, yeah. I've been coming up here probably, 15, 20 years, I guess. This is a good show.
Yeah, it is a good show.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's free.
Yeah.
That's
I
amazing.
can't beat free.
No, you can't.
And really some good people.
Well, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Nice. Randy, you see all kinds of cars here. Most of them have been sort of like updated. You know, they got new paint jobs and new chrome. But you're 46. It's a 46, right?
Right.
Lincoln
Continental
is just the way it was in 1946.
It's just the way it was.
But I'll tell you what, it's the nice thing about it is this gives you a real view as if you can keep a car this long, this is what you got.
This is what you got.
Yeah.
That's right. And it's kind of neat because you see all the neat features like all the chrome and you know, I mean, and you know, this car's got the big it's a V12, a flathead V12, and you know, just neat stuff like that. It's all original about the car. The interior and the paint, everything's all original on it. It's a, I guess what you would call a barn find.
You kind of have to have a decision to make. Do I want this to be the way it is, or do I want to, you know, restore it and make it all fancy and glitzy and you know, there's something to be said for that, but there's also something to be said for keeping it in its original condition, isn't there?
It's kind of the romance, you know. There's, you know, I kind of always look at these old cars thinking, man, if these seats could talk, you know, or you know, just the stories it could tell you, just the outings and stuff like that. I mean, you know, this car originally came from Quincy. It was owned by St. Mary's Hospital at one time and was driven by the nuns that operated the hospital.
I'll be darned.
So I mean, if you can picture some, you know, a carload of nuns driving
in
down the street in a Lincoln Continental, you know, it just kind of is like, wow, you know.
Hey, show us the inside.
Yeah. There's a lot of neat stuff with this car, like the door handles are a push button, which is kind of a, you know, a factory custom thing.
Then it springs open
and
for you.
Spring-loaded open door.
It has automatic windows.
It has power windows.
Can you imagine power windows back in 1946?
With windows that.
Is it going to work for you?
Oh yeah, I just gotta. There
you
we
gotta
go.
find the groove.
Yeah, I gotta find the switch. The windows are a power window, but they're not like a modern car. Modern cars are electric. This one here actually has hydraulic cylinders that move it up and down.
Wow.
So there's a whole lot of moving mechanism to make things happen.
Yeah.
But
yeah, if these seats could talk, you could tell there's been a lot of seats and no seats.
Yeah, it's all original. You know, I mean, it's had its share of people and mice and critters and what have you all in it. And I'm sure everybody that's ever been in it's always enjoyed it. So I know I do. So
Well, thanks for sharing it with us. It's cool.
Thank you. Have a good weekend.
Well, I've been saying people come from all over to come to the Tin Dusters here. You're from St. Louis, right?
Yes, sir.
But originally from Illinois.
Yes, sir.
And you just showed your T-bucket, your 23 T-bucket?
Yes, sir. It's a
down
23.
down in Arkansas.
Mountain Home, Arkansas.
Okay. And you brought it up here to show off a little bit.
Yes, we left there at 7 o'clock this morning from a show down there to drive up here for the fundraiser up here.
Yeah.
It's that important to us to be here every year.
It is so neat. Now this is a replica, 23 replica, right? You built it.
That is correct.
But it's a modeled after the 23 Ford T-bucket. And then why do they call it a T-bucket anyway?
Basically, the T-bucket hot rods were made famous by Norm Grabowski and then Tommy Ivo. They're the two that really made the T-bucket famous. Norm Grabowski is the one that really made him famous. And they used to drag race him, 77 Sunset Strip. Remember that?
Yep.
It was in there. And then it's just become a more popular fad. You see a lot more of them. You'll see a lot of them here this weekend.
This is a particularly interesting setup on the back. You don't see other cars that have. Why the kegs of beer on the back?
Well, those are my gas tanks. And a good friend of mine that also sponsored a sprint car with me in Iowa owned a liquor store. He told me he'd sell me one or he'd give me two if I'd stand them up. And I've been running beer kegs now for 29 years.
Yeah. Now you trailered this one in here, but do you ever drive it on the highway?
We do. We drive it if it's less than 100 miles and we know the weather's going to be good. We'll drive it to the shows and drive it home. Otherwise, we trailer it. I trailer this one, and then my cousin actually built the car, and his is the yellow one that I trailer in there with mine. He and I go everywhere together.
Yeah, we can see that when we saw that when you were pulling out of the trailer, and it's also a T-bucket, right?
It is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. What do people say when they see your car?
The word that mostly comes out is the word awesome, and if you look at the plate, it says awesome T. My 4-year-old, when he was 4, he's now 31. When he was 4 years old, he said, "Dad, we should call it awesome." I said, "Why?" And he said, "Because that's the first thing everyone says. That's awesome."
Now, you're not an Anheuser-Busch distributor by any chance, are
I
you?
am not.
Okay, well, it looks like you probably are. But that's beautiful. The Dalmatian and the Clydesdale is just beautiful.
We wanted to go with the Budweiser theme. The horse and the dog are from a commercial.
Yeah.
When the dog tried to make the team, the horse tried to make the team. He didn't make the team. The dog put him through boot camp.
Yeah, right.
That's why the dog's riding on his back. If it weren't for the dog, the horse never would have made it.
Wow.
We're always inspired by something.
Yep.
That's why we're all here. The kids inspire us to do great things for Camp Callahan.
Yeah.
That's why we're at this car show.
Yeah, yeah. Well, Rala, thanks for pulling it off for us. You just got here. You just got into town. Now you got to register and get all that done. Right. Well, thank you very much.
Thank
I appreciate
you for your
you
interest.
doing
We're
it
glad
for
you're
us.
here.
You bet. Now, you won't see this until after the Tin Dusters car show is over this year, but I guarantee you this is the 43rd year and they're already working on 44, and it'll be here in Quincy. With another Illinois story in Quincy, I'm Mark McDonald. Thanks for watching.
Illinois Stories is brought to you by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, Illinois Arts Council Agency, and by the support of viewers like you. Thank you. For a DVD copy of the program you've just seen, send $19.95 to P.O. Box 6248, Springfield, Illinois 62708. Be sure to include the program name, subject, and when the program aired. You can also order with your credit card by calling 800-232-3605.